Hey guys, Nate here again with the Volunteer Tech Vlog. As you know, I am chronicling my adventures as a volunteer tech. And this year, 2015, I started this vlog, and I've pretty much been able to keep up with all the happenings of the team and everything going on. So it's been a fun little project. These are my adventures as a tech. But today I'm doing I do a live sound report. So I've got a few different types of video, just general vlog type videos, audio videos, report videos, and I'll probably start doing videos about video. And as you can see, I'm experimenting again with this camera here. It's a little bit shaky, so I don't know if I'm thrilled about, like, when I hit the bumps and stuff. Like, it's pretty bumpy going back and watching some of these on YouTube. And you know, anyway, what I'm trying today is I'm reversing it. You normally have my little talking head down in the lower left hand corner. There's a little thumbnail there, and then the driving, the road that you see coming at you in front of you is in the big screen. And this time I flipped that around, so you get a big old me in the middle of the screen, and then a little road up there. So I don't know, just try new things. But back to the report. So this report is for Sunday, May 17th, 2015. And there are really four things I wanted to touch on in this video. The first, let's start with the good news. The good news is, since we have removed Behringer ADA8000 unit number 3 from the system, the intermittent noise that has been tormenting the musicians and audio folks has gone away. So 3 weeks in a row now, no intermittent unwanted noise. And let me tell you, that is a huge boost in confidence for everybody that uses the system. Just having that reliability that when you plug into input 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever input you plug into, just knowing that, like, all those 8 inputs, you know, we're confident we know what the problem is with those inputs, and we're confident that the problem is not going to spread or manifest itself in other ways randomly. Because that was kind of the perception, right? Was that, man, well, if these channels are bad, who's to say, like, you know, channel 1 or 2 might randomly go down. So anyway, that's been a huge boost. So that's good. 3 weeks in a row, none of that nasty noise that I documented in the intermittent noise trouble report. So that's the first thing. Okay, the second, so now I've got 2 things that relate to software audio console, or SAC for short, which is probably the cheapest way to get the most mixing functionality. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but if you want to have, like, up to 25 independent full mixes running off of your computer, and you don't want to pay a lot of money for, you know, one of these, well, you know, I should say, like, the digital boards have really gone down in price a lot lately, largely thanks to Behringer, who's, you know, really trying to corner the market with their X32. But before that was software audio console. If you wanted to get a ton of remote mixing flexibility and just do everything in software, there was software audio console. I think the guy's name was Lentini. Bob Lentini. I think his name was Bob Lentini, the guy that came up with that. So anyway, we dove in full force, both feet, in the software audio console, and we're dealing with it. And for me personally, just knowing that noise that we were hearing wasn't some weird software glitch or something like that, that was a huge, like, I just didn't know. And so now I've kind of got a new, I'm seeing software audio console in kind of like a different light again, because before I was, man, if this noise is coming from the software, I don't know what to do. But it turns out it's not. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about software audio console at this point in time. But okay, so here's the things I wanted to talk about. I came in on Sunday morning, and I could not get the remote laptop for mixing down on the floor and mixing remotely in different places in the building over the Wi-Fi. I could not get that to sync to the master, right? So we've got this kind of master-slave protocol going on between the software audio console master PC up in the media front of house booth there, what we call the media loft, and so that's the main machine. But you can remote into that with our remote laptop, and so what that does is it syncs up over TCP IP. And it's pretty quick. It's pretty good. You just fire up the remote laptop. You open up software audio console software, and you go to options, and you do TCP IP connect or something like that, and then it syncs up, and boom, you've got all your channels accessed remotely over the Wi-Fi, and you can freely move around. Which is, that's the reason we went to software audio console, because our mix position was just not in an ideal location. It's way up in a loft somewhere, or a balcony, if you will, almost like one of those choir balconies that's like kind of in the back of the sanctuary. I don't know if you've seen some of those in some of the older Catholic churches, but anyway, it's like that. And it's not the best place to mix from by any stretch of the imagination. So being able to remote in is huge. And so the problem was, I went to connect and it said could not connect to host. And I tried a bunch of things. I checked out the port. It's got to be on port 12. You can pick some of these different TCP IP ports, and you got to make sure you got the right master, the name or the IP address. So the IP address would be 10.0.0.27 in our case, or you can just type in the name of the computer, which was mmteam-SAC. And I tried the basic network troubleshooting things. Nothing worked. And then I had a is it plugged in kind of a moment. I'm like, wait a minute, is the Wi-Fi turned off? And I looked down at the remote laptop, and somehow the physical switch had been inadvertently turned off. So Wi-Fi on that machine was not going to happen because that switch was off. So once I turned the switch on and restarted things, I was fine. I was able to connect remotely again. So that was kind of one of those duh moments where I'm like, oh yeah, of course I'm not gonna be able to connect remotely. But just wanted to document that in case somebody comes across that problem. The first thing you want to do if you can't connect is just obviously go through the simple basic stuff. It happened to me, it could happen to anybody. You pick up the laptop, you hit that button by accident, or the person before you hits the button by accident. It doesn't matter who did it, how it happened, but just that's how you trouble a port. So the symptom was you couldn't connect, and the solution was, in this example, turn on Wi-Fi. Okay, now the next thing is related. Well, it's not related. It's related because it's also software audio console, but it's a completely different type of issue. So so after I got synced up again and I was happy, I went back over to the master software audio console PC, and I was mixing over there, and it had lost its IP address. It had lost its name and everything. So it was just missing. Like usually the name of the PC, mmteam-SAC, is listed right up in that top bar in the software, and usually I can go and I can go to the options, and I can grab a drop-down menu and see the exact IP address, that 10.0.0.27 or whatever it happens to be. None of that was there. It was grayed out. The port to connect, which is usually port 12, was also grayed out. So somehow the computer lost its name. I don't know exactly why that's happening. I'm suspecting it's something to do with dynamic host protocol, DHCP stuff. I'm not 100% sure exactly why that happened, but that was the symptom. The computer just lost its name, it lost its IP address. What I did to fix it was I simply turned off the software. I simply closed the application and started it. So as I was saying, I simply just closed out a software audio console, closed the application, and started it back up again. And voila, the IP address and the computer name had returned. And that's what I was saying as my phone stopped recording. Oh man, so I was, you know, on the way in, so I'm on my way home right now. And what I will have done, if this plan works, I will have done video editing on my phone. I downloaded a little video editing app where I can splice two scenes together, because I'm realizing that while recording video on a phone sounded like a great idea, because I can do the front video, the rear video, I can do 2160p if I wanted to. It's got better audio quality than my silly little flip cam. What I'm finding out is the phone likes to auto shut off randomly. So I've noticed that when the battery is like below 20%, it only lets me record 5-minute videos. And even when the battery is fully charged, and I got the thing plugged in to a USB port, I'm charging it right now, even when it's plugged in, I'm still limited to 10-minute videos at the most. So that's incentive for me to keep the videos below 10 minutes, but also kind of frustrating when I'm in the middle of a sentence and all of a sudden it shuts off. And I didn't have that problem with the cheesy little flip cam. So still something to be said about using a purpose-built video recording device versus a phone that just, you know, kind of has that baked in as like an extra feature. But anyway, I was pretty much done with this video. I'm still amazed that I can do video editing on my phone, so I don't want to make a habit of doing video editing on my phone, but I'm still kind of blown away that that's even possible, because it wasn't too long ago that you know, you had these like linear recording, video recording studios and setups, and then it went to non-linear, and that was like a huge deal. And now it's like, what? Wait a minute, what? I can do what with my phone? Cool. So anyway, the very last thing I want to talk about in this live sound report was the value of scenes. So every time I'm on audio now, I really want to learn all the ins and the outs of software audio console. There's definitely a pretty big learning curve to program like software audio console. It's not, I used to pride myself on the fact that I could basically sit behind any analog mixer and kind of look around and poke around for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I could pretty much mix on the fly with pretty much have never, even though I'd never seen a certain mixer before, you plop me behind any mixer and I can pretty much find my way around pretty quickly. Software audio console, it's software at the end of the day, so it's not just like navigating your typical analog or digital mixers. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So there is a learning curve there, but I'm committed to becoming an expert at it. And so one of the things that I just learned how to do was scenes. And scenes are valuable because you can set up mute groups, so that maybe you want everything muted except for a wireless, or everything muted except for a pulpit, and you can go in and easily create these scenes just based on the mute settings, and you can just cycle through those, which is very important in the software world, because you know, one of the big complaints, or why people don't like to go all software, all virtual, is because you lose that tactile ability to like push down multiple mute buttons or solo buttons, you know, at a time, or hit multiple faders up and down at a time. But with groups, if you're creative and you know how to use the tools, you can do stuff pretty quickly with a double click. So yeah, scenes is something I got to explore, and I just created some scenes for the first time. So anyway, that should do it for this edition of the Volunteer Tech Vlog. I just realized that my mirror image thing is kind of funky, so it looks like I'm, you know, driving in the UK with my steering wheel on the wrong side of the car there. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you think of this video, And I will see you in the next episode of the Volunteer Tech Vlog. Have a great day.